So about 1 year ago I watched this video called Twisted Metal. Hot Wheels by Neo Spear Blade. The video is pretty simple. It's basically what if all the characters from the video game franchise Twisted Metal uses a Hot Wheel vehicle instead. The video is obviously outdated, but just like many video from this era of YouTube, the videos is outdated but in a charming way. I was thinking of remaking this video for the longest time. Hell, this video was first teased way back in October of last year. Sadly, I lost all of my script from that video and I have to start all over again. Apparently something happened to my old laptop, and I lost every single data in that thing. My script, my unfinished drawing, my unfinished video, everything was lost.
Bad news.
What?
The Dacia Sandero. It's delayed.
Oh no! Anyway, last week...
Well, hello there. Welcome back to another video. I'm your host Razy Fool, and welcome to my brand new series where I replace a car from any media into a Hot Wheel car. I was thinking of doing this series with Transformers where I replace all the characters alt mode into a Hot Wheel vehicle, but today I going to replace all the vehicle from the Vigilante 8 franchise. So you probably thinking, wait, Vigilante 8? I thought you going to talk about Twisted Metal. Well, you see, while making and writing the script, I'm currently working on 2 videos with the same premise, one for Twisted Metal and the other one is for this game. And the reason why I decided to make a video for this game first, is because I want to release this video before 17th of September, aka the date that Lord Clyde and his gang selected to go back in time to destroy Convoy in the United States. Currently I have 69 days, nice, to finish this video. Originally I want to make that Twisted Metal video first, but my mind was like, if this video was such a big priority, why not you just make this video first? And so I did. After I finish this video will be private until that date finally come. Anyway, Vigilante 8, one of my favorite vehicular combat franchise of all time. This series is criminally underrated. You don't know me, but I'm a big fan of Vigilante 8. The only problem I have with this series are the lack of love. Most people just look at this game as just another Twisted Metal clone, kind of similar to the Saints Row series. Don't get me wrong, I love GTA and Twisted Metal, but sometime I want alternative, and this is my alternative. Hell, I will argue that the Vigilante 8 is so much better than Twisted Metal. For starter, the driving physics, well, a little bit janky but in a fun way, are so much more realistic than Twisted Metal Jinky's hell fighting game physics. Officially Twisted Metal 2, that game is so bad, if you play it long enough you got brain damage. Imagine Twisted Metal 3 but the car has more weight and very bottom heavy, if that make any sense. That's Vigilante 8 driving physics in a nutshell. Another thing that Vigilante 8 did better than Twisted Metal are the environmental destruction. Every single object that you can think of can be destroyed in the map. I recommend you watch this video by Summertime Sidringtia if you want to learn more about Vigilante 8. Anyway, before we start, let me explain couple of the rules. This video will use the rule from the original video along with my own rule. Number 1, all the vehicle need to have 2 variants. The regular variants and a modified variants, or should I say, the hot rod variant. Basically the way it works is when you destroy a vehicle, the vehicle will drop salvage point. Collect enough of this point and your vehicle will transform from this to this. Number 2, I can use any Hot Wheel car. Fantasy and non-fantasy casting. As long as it Hot Wheels, it count, but I will try my best to include as many fantasy casting as I could. By the way, both the hot rod and the regular variants can be either fantasy or non-fantasy casting. Number 3, boss vehicle and boss related vehicle cannot have a modified variant. There's no boss fight in this game, so we will skip this rule. Number 4, the character that uses the same vehicle type can only get one version. For example, Sheila and Molo uses a same vehicle type in all 3 games, unlike John Torque and Houston that uses a different type of car in the first and second game. And number 5, non-fantasy casting, aka license casting, like the Nissan 350Z and Dodge Charger are allowed. License casting like the Back to the Future DeLorean or any of the character car will not be allowed. Alternatively, I can use the regular version of the DeLorean. I have no idea why I choose all of this car for the example. Anyway, enough rambling, let's start.
Maybe you're too old to be driving, Gramps.
Now, because the game take place in the 1970, 1975 for the first game and 1977 for the second game to be exact, the casting that I'm going to choose in this video are a car that released in the 70s, car make in the 70s, or a car that look like it could exist in a 70s. Anyway, for Sheila I will give her the Myers-Manx, the version with the roof, and for the modified variant I will give her the Rockbuster, not to be confused with the weapon that Mega Man used.
Fasten your seatbelts and get ready for takeoff!
Meet the first mini vehicle that uses a hybrid between fantasy and license casting. For Loki, I will give him the Grasshopper, not to be confused with the Tamiya Grasshopper, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the custom 42 Jeep CJ2A. Fun fact about the Grasshopper is the first casting in this video that was made in the 1970s.
You ready to roll the dice, bro?
For John Torque, I will give him the 64 Lincoln Continental, the closest car that matched John Torque's 69 Jefferson, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the Leon Lowrider.
Gonna sting you real good!
For Beeswax, I will give him the Backwoods Bomb, the casting that looked very similar to Beeswax's 70 Stag pickup. This one in particular is in the same color as the one seen in a game, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the Dodge D50.
Not bad, but still not slick.
You may think the old SUV like the 70 Clydesdale would be easy to find the Hot Wheel version of it, but apparently I have a hard time trying to find a Hot Wheel casting that will be perfect for this guy. The amount of 70s Hot Wheel SUV are too damn low. Anyway, for Slick Clyde, I will give him the 67 Ford Bronco, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the custom Ford Bronco.
I may be half human, but I'm all woman.
For Houston 3, I will give her the 71 Mustang Mach 1, very similar to the 75 Palomino seen in a game. And for the Hot Rod variant I will give her the custom auto.
Let's get on with the mission,
For Chassis Blue, I will give her the Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe, kind of similar to her 67 Rattler seen in the game, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give her the Glory Chaser.
Whoa, let's move to the groove!
For my man Boogie, I will give him the Gremlin Grinder, kind of similar to his 76 Leprechaun, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the Greased Gremlin. Also, is it me or I just realized that the car that Boogie drive are from the 1976, despite the game take place in 1975, this remind me of the time in V8 Arcade where Boogie make a reference to a 77 song called Staying Alive by Bee Gees, despite the game takes place in 75.
Ain't nothing on earth can stop a convoy.
Convoy is a pretty weird one. You see, just like Slick Clyde, I have a hard time finding a perfect vehicle for Convoy, but unlike Clyde, I have a hard time deciding what semi-truck I want to give to the leader of the vigilante. There's so many good options to pick, with and without trailer. Anyway, for our man Convoy, I will give him the White Holler. Yes, that's a real casting and a very deep cut indeed, the first many super obscure casting in this video, and for the Hot Rod variant I will give him the Long Shot.
Put another shrimp on the barbie.
Before I even make this video, I already know what car I want to give to the leader of the Coyotes. For my man Sid Byrne, I will give him the 76 Corvette Stingray, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the Monster Vet. This car fit pretty well for Sid Byrne fiery, you see what I did there, personality.
Hey, my calculations have been proven co-accurate.
For our hippie friend Dave, I will give him the Super Van, and for the Hot Rod variant I will give him the Baja Breaker.
School's out, and so are you.
For our boy Molo, I will give him the Surfin' School Bus, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the Art Deco Bus.
Let the invasion begin.
Besides Star Wars with their many spacecraft, Hot Wheel doesn't really make a lot of spacecraft that isn't based off already existing media, so I decided to give our alien buddy Y a futuristic car instead. Originally I want to give Y a Aviento, but that car look way too futuristic, so I decided to give Y a car that is futuristic but isn't too futuristic, kind of like the original Diora. Basically the car is futuristic for its time. Anyway, for our buddy Y the Alien, I will give him the 6-shooter, and for the Hot Rod variant, I will give him the Space Racer.
I am the law around here, gringo.
Vigilante 8-second offense, my favorite one in the trilogy. Nearly every single thing in this game has been improved. Better destructibility, longer career mode, more character, the upgrade system that was introduced in this game, and the best soundtrack in the series. What else could I say, except for it's an amazing game. Before I even make this video, I already knew what Hot Wheels car I want to give to Dallas 13. In the game, Dallas drive the Palomino 13, a hover car that was made in the distant future, that distant future being 2017, 5 years ago. Anyway, for Dallas 13, I will give him the Porsche 911 Carrera Clip, and for a hot rod variant, I will give him the Coupe Clip. I always imagined Coupe Clip as a hover car, even though every time Hot Wheel make a hover vehicle, they always put a little wheel so that they can still roll, like the X34 Landspeeder. By the way, spoil alert, the reason why I give him a futuristic vehicle is because the plot of B8's second offense is Lord Clade along with his two apprentices, Dallas 13 and Abaca, time travel to 1977 to destroy convoy in the United States. That's why I give him along with the other two character I'm going to talk about later, a futuristic vehicle.
The name is Bobo, not Bobo.
For our astronaut buddy Bobo, I will give him the space van, and for the hot rod variant, I will give him the Radar Ranger. Weirdly, Hot Wheels didn't make a lot of spacecraft, so this two vehicle might look little bit too futuristic for the 70s setting.
Always bet on black.
The first returning character that using a different car. In the second game, John Torque is now using the Thunderbolt, the car that obviously inspired by Pontiac Firebird. For our man John Torque, I will give him the 73 Pontiac Firebird, and for the hot rod variant, I will give him the Hot Bird. The Hot Bird is base of the 78 Firebird, but this game take place in 77. Whatever, close enough.
Hey, look! Elvis!
So sometime in my channel, I make a video where I compare fake Hot Wheel car to the real counterpart. In this particular video where I compare the fake 69 El Camino with the real one, I didn't realize there's actually 3 versions of this one casting. The first version released in 2000, have a big rear engine and a spoiler. The second one from 2009, remove the engine spoiler and have no truck bed. And the third one from 2011, the one from that video, added a different and smaller engine. You probably thinking, what does this have to do with Vigilante 8? Well, you see, in this game Nina drive a El Guerrero, a car that is obviously inspired by the Chevrolet El Camino, the 77 model of it to be exact. I decided to give Nina Loco a 68 Chevy El Camino, the 2007 version, and for the hot rod variant, I will give her the 69 Chevy El Camino, the original one with big engine and rear spoiler.
You wait, I recycle.
You know, Hot Wheel didn't really make a lot of garbage truck. Geez, I wonder why. So anyway, for the man, the myth, the legend himself, I will give him the recycling truck, and for the hot rod variant, I will give him the waste wagon.
Motorcycles? What the hell were we thinking?
Hot Wheel doesn't make a motorcycle with a sidecar, but they did make a motorcycle that looks similar to Team Fast Decora stunt cycle. Anyway, for the Flying All-Star Trio, I will give them the Motocross 1. Fun fact, despite the name, there is no such thing as Motocross 2, but anyway, for the hot rod variant I will give them the Mean Machine, from the obscure Hot Wheels subline, Rumbler, with 3R, not to be confused with 2007 Rumbler.
Chase is the name, Agent Chase.
In the game, Agent Chase is driving a Chrono Stinger, a car that is obviously inspired by the Plymouth Prowler. The Plymouth Prowler is a car that is a modern take on the hot rod car, or in the case of this game a futuristic hot rod. By the way, this is one of my favorite underappreciated car. Sure, this car doesn't have the V8, but at least this car look more interesting than your mom Honda Accord. Anyway, if you upgrade Agent Chase car, the car will turn into, wait. Is that Sweet 16 too? Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. The hot rod version of this car are literally just Hot Wheels Sweet 16 too. I have no idea how they got away with that. I was surprised when I first see this in my first playthrough of this game. The only reason why I managed to notice these are because I'm a Hot Wheel fan that also happened to be a Vigilante 8 fan. Anyway, for Agent R Chase, I will give him the Sue Fast. Hot Wheel did make a Plymouth Prowler. Well, kind of. You see, this is the surfboarder. The reason why I didn't pick this car is because it doesn't look like a type of car Agent Chase will drive. But and again, does this look like a type of car Sheila will drive? Anyway, the reason why I picked the So Fast is because this particular casting looked very similar to the one seen in the game, just with a different proportion, but it's the same shape. Anyway, for the hot rod variant, I will give him the Sweet 16 too, similar to the one seen in the game.
I ain't no half human. I'm all woman.
Houston ditches her 75 Palomino for the Samson tow truck. This tow truck may look like a downgrade, but in fact, it's a upgrade, a very big one, with one of the most broken special in the game. For those who know, you know. Anyway, for Houston, I will give her the Ramblin' Wrecker, and for the hot rod variant, I will give her the custom 56 Ford truck. One interesting oddity about Houston tow truck are, the hot rod variant of her tow truck is based off the 56 Ford F-100. Despite the truck being much older than the stock variant is based off the 61 Dodge D-Series, by the way.
Future. Some predicted. I inflicted.
Slick Clyde has joined the dark side. He also ditches the Ford Bronco for the limousine, and my god, this 2HW limousine is perfect for him. For Lord Clyde, I will give him the limousine, and for the hot rod variant, I will give him the Sid Mead Sentinel 400 limo.
I'm the queen of the silver screen.
In the second game, Chassis Blue is driving the Vertigo. This car is based off the 70 Mercedes-Benz C111-2. Hot Wheel did make this car, but I decided to not pick the low-hanging fruit, because Hot Wheel did make a lot of sport car over the decades, so after further digging in a wiki using the sport car catalog, I found 2 sport car that will be perfect for Mrs. Blue. For Chassis Blue, I will give her the Stalker Smasher, from the obscure HW toy line Crack Ups. I choose this particular casting because it looked like if the DeLorean was made in the 70s, this is what it would look like. Also, this is probably the first, and hopefully the last time I would do this. I will have the alternative for this Stalker Smasher. This is for the people that complain about me not using the Mercedes earlier, so now you choose, you want the Mercedes, or the Stalker Smasher. Anyway, for the hot rod variant, I will give her the Rev in Heaven, from even more obscure HW toy line, Sizzlers.
Watch your shadows.
You would think the unique-looking vehicle like the Tsunami would be hard to find the Hot Wheel version of it, and you would be half correct because before I even make this video I already have a hard time thinking of what vehicle I will give to Obake. I used to have this picture of a Hot Wheel vehicle that has 3-wheel that looks similar to Obake Tsunami. Since then, I lost that picture, but I did found something that looks so much better than the one I remember. Anyway, for Obake, I will give her the Jet Threat. No, not that Jet Threat. Not that one either. Nope. Still no. Okay, what the hell? This is outrageous. This is absurd. How could it be 7 Hot Wheels casting? 5 if you didn't count these 2, with the same name. Anyway, the Jet Threat that we talking about are the Jet Threat Key Force. Yes, I know the Key Force vehicle are a little bigger than your typical Hot Wheel car, but let's just pretend that it is the same size as the next vehicle. For the hot rod variant I will give her the Quad Rod. No, not that one, the one from 2006. If I got a nickel for every time the name of the vehicle that I give to Obake also happened to share with multiple casting, I will have 2 nickel, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
This just sucks, man!
So get this, I forgot to write a script for Dave's Cultsman. I found out about this while editing the video, and now this audio file is called sorrydave.wave. Anyway, Hot Wheel didn't make a lot of RV. Well, making and writing the script, Hot Wheel only make 4 RV. One of them will be perfect, except for this one is a monster truck, and this look like a type of vehicle Cousin Eddie will drive, but that's a story for another day. Anyway, for Dave's Cultsman, I will give him the Minitrek, the original vehicle for Beeswax before I replace it with Backwoods Bomb, and for the hot rod variant, I will give him the GMC Motorhome.
You have angered the spirits of this place.
Apparently Dusty is a time traveler, because in a game he is driving the Wapiti 4WD. This car is based off the 81 AMC Eagle 4WD wagon, but this game takes place in 77. At least the character like Lord Clade have excuse of him bringing his car from the future, and yes, I know that some of the car that I pick are not exactly from 77, like all of this car on the screen. Anyway, to reflect this, I will give him the Blazer 4x4, and for the hot rod variant, I will give him the 1988 Jeep Wagoneer. Your Honor, in my defense, there's not a lot of option to pick anyway.
I'm the peddler of doom.
For my men Padre Destino, I will give him the gun bucket. This particular casting are what inspired me to make this entire video that you're watching right now. And for the hot rod variant, I will give him the gun bucket with the snowplow attachment, seen on the snowplower's action pack.
You have the right to remain silent permanently.
In V8 Arcade, most of the character is using a same car from the previous 2 game, except for 2. Instead of using the 67 Rattler like in the first game, they instead give Chassis Blue a Picard Piranha from Interstate 76, another vehicular combat game from Activision. Anyway, for Chassis Blue, I will give her the 71 Hemi Cuda, just like the one seen in the game, and for the hot rod variant, I will give her the Snake. I know this doesn't look like a car that Chassis Blue will drive, but and again does this look like the type of car Sheila will drive?
So, where are the boogies at?
Loki is one of the character that got added in this game as a DLC. Instead of using his Glen 4x4, he is now using a APC, aka, the Groundhog. While making and writing this video, Hot Wheel only make one APC, and that is the Invader. Invader doesn't look like a type of vehicle that can exist in the 70s, so I decided to give him a tank instead. For Loki, I will give him the battle tank, and for the hot rod variant, I will give him the Shoot. This video uses a lot of casting from across the Hot Wheel history, from the casting that was released in the last 2 years, all the way from the casting that was made in 1971. Well, making this video is a lot of fun. Too bad writing the script for this video is a absolute hell. I have nothing else to say except for, the next video in this new series is probably going to be either Transformers or Twisted Metal where I replace all the vehicle from that series with Hot Wheel car. Anyway, make sure to like and subscribe if you like to see more video like this. Just do anything to give me more engagement. Anyway, have fun, and stay wholesome.